Yo, the topic for today is basically, what do you do when you gotta get a cut slip? Some people might not know what a cut slip is, but for us workers, we know what a cut slip is. A cut slip is called a deviation slip. Getting a deviation slip means when you're late. Bus operators get paid when they're late. If I'm supposed to have lunch at 12 and it's 12:30, that means I'm late. So I gotta get paid 30 minutes extra at overtime pay, which is 45 minutes. The first thing you should always do every time you're late is make sure you get a transfer. Take it. Why do you take a transfer? So, a transfer on the back of it says exactly what you were doing. So, if I was to give this to a dispatcher, it says 10/9/19. That's the date today. It says 5:34 a.m. It says the route you're doing and which direction you're going and the bus number. So you always get a transfer, no matter what, even if you see the dispatcher. So the real reason I'm making this video is I saw a rookie who got into a situation on getting a cut slip, a deviation slip. What had happened to him was when he got to the end of the line or wherever he made his relief point, the dispatcher wasn't there. He got a transfer, and on the other side of the road, his bus was there. This happens to rookies and they don't know what to do. This is normal. What I would suggest that you do is that you get your transfer, you go to the other side of the road, and you take your bus and you drive it to the end of the line. But he didn't have a lunch, a swing. You're supposed to have a swing. He didn't know what to do. He kept driving. So when he got to the dispatcher, and when I saw him, he asks the dispatcher in the crew. That means not outside. So he asked the dispatcher and the crew, "Oh, I didn't get a lunch, and I was wondering if I could get a cut slip for that." And the dispatcher can't write him a cut slip. But the dispatcher wasn't explaining anything to him. He was being like, like, I'm not supposed to write you a cut slip, and I could pay you for this one, but not for that one. Something like that. So he was being tough on him. I had to tell him, yo, take your cut slip that you have, go get a deviation slip, put it there, explain it to the union. But what you're supposed to do is you take your bus, just so you won't start no problems. You take it to the end of the line. You drop off all those people. When you get to the end of the line, you press the RTT button. That's a button that calls cancel. That means that for emergencies and stuff like that. And you call them and you tell them you haven't had a lunch, because in our contract, you're owed 30 minutes. So they got to give you a lunch. So at the end of the line, you take your 30 minutes. And then after that, you put yourself in place. But you really don't put yourself in place. You call console and you explain to them and you tell them, can you put me in place? No matter what, you're always due a lunch. But if you ever are late, you get a transfer first. You can't find a dispatcher. Let's say your bus is there. You take your bus to the end of the line. If your bus is not there, you wait for 20 minutes and then you call console and you explain to them what happened and you tell them you haven't had a lunch. So then they got to give you a lunch. And then when you call back, you call console again. You say, yo, I'm here. I don't see nothing. And I'm not going to take a bus that is not assigned to me. So they'll call the dispatcher and they'll take care of it. Always make sure you get a transfer so you can get your cut slip. It's a real tricky situation. You learn after a while. A lot of dispatchers don't like to explain those things. A lot of people don't explain those things. Those are things that you learn with tricks of the trade. Hopefully this video helps somebody. Always get a transfer. Dispatcher's not there, you could call console if you want to. If your bus is at the other side of the road, take it. Go to the end of the line, call console, make sure you get your 30 minutes lunch. 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 Make sure you get your 30 minutes lunch and get paid for it.